Easy people, welcome back to my channel at Big Steve MCFC. We've not done one of these for a while, you know what I mean? Usually we try and, be positive and upbeat on here, but today we can't lie, we're a bit down, a bit sad. Last night, Manchester City won, Real Madrid won. Manchester City go crashing out of the Champions League on penalties. Yeah, listen, we've only got ourselves to blame. Over two legs, we were by far the better side. Did we take our chances? No. Did we put it to bed in the Bernabeu? No. We left it open at the Etihad. Our home form and the way we're playing at the Etihad, you're expecting Manchester City to go and do the business. But it's the Champions League. It's Real Madrid. Things happen differently. We've seen it. Going into the game, we called on the fans to turn up, which they did. You know what I mean? The coach greeted outside the main entrance was brilliant. Lots of energy there. Getting into the ground, South Stand, Block 115, 116, 117. The concourse underneath was lively. Everyone was confident. Bit of nerves. Obviously, Real Madrid, a couple of people saying a bit nervous and that. But overall, the feeling was good. The lineup was announced. Kyle Walker was back in. Don't think there was any major surprises. Obviously, Phil Foden getting pushed out to the right. Bernardo in the middle, Akanji and Diaz, Walker, Guardiola, Ederson. So nobody was really surprised. Everyone was comfortable with it. The Tifo display from the 1894, the Wembley bus. Mixed reactions this morning towards it. You know what I mean? Lots of people liked it, loved it. A few people in the back of 117 were moaning. They couldn't see the teams come out. I mean, why are you bothered about that? I don't know. Seeing the people on social media mocking it. But listen, they're trying. We're trying to get an atmosphere going. There's a lot of lads and ladies that got to the ground early and set that up. And, if they didn't do anything, people would moan. So I think it's just a case you can't win. But I thought it was great. I thought it was okay. I thought the atmosphere as the players came out was brilliant, and we were ready to go. So the game starts, and City looking comfortable. We're keeping hold of the ball. We're looking settled. We're knocking it about well. And then Real Madrid get the goal, the first goal. It's basically the first break. Rodrigo gets how do you say it? Can't think what it was. Two bites of the cherry. That's the one. Yeah, I was thinking of. He gets two bites of the cherry. First shot is saved by Ederson. Second shot's in. For me in the South Stand, I was thinking maybe it was offside, but it wasn't. But from where I looked, I thought it was. And we find ourselves 1-0 down stupidly again. There's one thing we can say about City this season is the defence is not as good as last year. The way we concede some of these goals, it's schoolboy error kind of shit. You know what I mean? And then you're giving yourself a mountain to climb. Then you know what I mean? It's hard enough trying to break Real Madrid down at home as it is, but when you gift them a goal like that, you know what I mean, on the break, it's a nightmare. So first half, we came close. I think Erling Haaland hit the crossbar with a header, and Bernardo Silva couldn't get the rebound. It was basically City, a lot of possession again, a lot of Jack Grealish, a lot of Kevin De Bruyne, huffing and puffing. Erling Haaland not in the game again. We're going to talk about Earl later on. And yeah, we had a lot of possession, but we very rarely tested the goalkeeper. You know what I mean? We had a lot of corners as well in that first half, but I feel like their goalkeeper was there to be tested. You know what I mean? I just do feel that, we should have let some shots off from outside the box, but we know it's not the Pep way. It is frustrating. Gets in at half-time, bit of a madness. The atmosphere half-time was brilliant underneath. One guy came up to me and said, getting off me in a minute. I went, what? He went, getting off me in a minute. It's fucking shit, this. And I'm like, oh, mate, he's only about 20-year-old. And I thought, you just want to survive years ago watching the football we used to watch. And this is a quarter-final against Real Madrid. And these lads at half-time talking about getting off. So I was like, fucking hell, unbelievable. But I was confident at half-time. I was saying, look, we're going to do this. We're going to do this. We'll bounce back this half. We'll step it up. We're turning the screw on them. And we'll get it done. You know what I mean? So, anyway, we comes out the second half. And we're shooting against South Stand, which is good. Always good for me. The atmosphere, I've got to say, I've really got to say, the atmosphere second half was brilliant. I feel like everybody in the stadium, even in the top tiers, I was looking around when we were singing, people were up singing. So full credit to everyone that went to that stadium yesterday and give it their all, because the fans did the job yesterday. And it's all right, Pep and the boys coming out criticising the fans when they want something. But why is nobody coming out praising the fans? Because I tell you what, yesterday, the stadium was bouncing. And I mean bouncing. And we were trying our best to get behind them boys yesterday. Second half, again, we're carrying on trying. You know, Real Madrid, we know what they're about. Yeah, a lot of falling on the floor, a lot of time wasting, a lot of injuries. You know what I mean? Jude Bellingham's a fantastic talent, great player. But he spent more time on the floor yesterday or faking injuries and grabbing his face. So, you know, whether this is a thing he's getting from the Spanish league, I don't know. But in my opinion, Jude, you need to sack it, mate. You know what I mean? You're going on that you play for Real Madrid and all this. We're Real Madrid, we do things different. Well, you know, watch the game back yourself. And some of the shit he was doing yesterday, you know, he didn't affect the game. He didn't dominate the game. Every time you had a couple of seconds with a ball, Rodri came and took it off you. Fantastic talent he is, but I just feel like some of the things he was doing yesterday was bad. I feel like Danny Carvajal got absolutely dragged all over the place by Jack Grealish. He was on his last legs, and then Pep took Grealish off. It was a little bit frustrating. Took him off, put Jeremy Doku on, and Jeremy did all right, I thought. You know, he's very, very raw, but he took it to him. He was dangerous. That Carvajal at the end, that one spot near the south stand, I remember him looking at Ruger and shaking his head as if to say, fucking hell, man, we're dead on our feet here. And I do believe Real Madrid were dead on the feet. You know what I mean? I don't think they offered anything coming forward after that. I think it was all City. But it's all right having the possession. It's all right dominating games. You've got to make it count. You've got to make it count. And then we finally got the equaliser around 70-odd minutes, 76 minutes, I think. Kevin De Bruyne gets it in the box. He smashes it in. Absolute scenes in the south stand where we was, you know what I mean? And I thought, you know what? There's only going to be one winner now. There's only one winner now because we've got that goal back and we're having it. Yeah. A couple of minutes later, ball, imagine it's slow motion, comes rolling across the box. Who appears? Kevin De Bruyne. If you pause it there and say, I'm going to give you even money now, goal or miss, what are you doing? I'm drawing all the money out of the bank and I'm putting it on goal. Kevin De Bruyne, goal. Didn't happen. Smashes it right over the bar. I'm thinking, oh my God, is it going to be one of them nights? But I was still confident, you know what I mean? We're creating chances. And then again, I thought towards the end of the game, City sort of we're looking a bit tired. Madrid was tired. Kyle Walker had Vinicius Jr. all day. Some of their players didn't fancy it. Some of them didn't fancy it. Anyway, final whistle goes, it's 1-1. You're thinking extra time, come on, we're going to do it. 100% we're going to do it. Erling Haaland, he's getting a lot of criticism today. Well, Pep is for taking him off, but apparently he asked to be taken off. But I'll talk about Haaland at the end. But we put Alvarez on a little bit of energy. We're going into the second half. I did like the fact that they put music on at the end. The boys in blue and all that, getting the crowd going. I thought that was good that everyone was on it. But the extra time was more of the same. It was City dominating possession, camped outside Real Madrid's half. They were digging in deep. I think we had a ridiculous amount of corners. you know, a ridiculous amount of attempts. We just couldn't get through. You know what I mean? And the fact is, Real Madrid could have won it as well when Rudiger got through in extra time and put it over the bar. But all in all, it was just frustrating. And like you say, you've played so well at the Bernabeu. You come back to the Etihad and you think, come on, put them to bed here, put them to bed. And we just couldn't get through. And this is the difference between last year and this year. I feel like last year that the final third was fine. You know what I mean? We created chances for Haaland, Foden, De Bruyne, Bernardo, etc. But we had Riyad Mahrez that could come on. We had Ilkay Gundogan arriving late. I feel like we had a couple of extra things in the bag to get through these teams. And I feel this season we haven't got it. I feel we can see it in the Premier League. We can see it now in the Champions League that it's cost us. And let's not get it twisted. If we go through that tie to, last night and we got Bayern Munich over 2 legs, you fancy in that. And then you've got Paris Saint-Germain or Dortmund. You can't ask for a better setup. So it's just frustrating and gutting. And like you say, there's a lot of people upset today, a lot of people down. But, you know, we've been on a fantastic run. You know what I mean? We've not lost for 2 years in this competition. You know, we won it last year. And it is what it is. We've experienced it before. We'll experience it again. It's a little bit of naivety, but I cannot fault the level of performance from the lads because they gave it everything. I do honestly believe they gave it everything, and I don't mind that. If we give it everything and we get beat, penalty shootout, you know what I mean, 50-50, I'll take it because it is what it is. So we get to the end of the extra time, and like you say, that City looked knackered by then. Madrid were on their arse, City were on their arse, and then it's penalties. You know what I mean? It's a lottery, 50-50. I said it on my Instagram story. I went, it's penalties. I'll see it on the other side. Edison's not got a particularly great record at penalties. You know what I mean? He's not renowned for saving penalties. First penalty steps up, Modric, he saves it. Brilliant, great start. You know what I mean? Alvarez scores. I think they score. Then Bernardo Silva steps up. And listen, we can't get on his back. Bernardo Silva's been fantastic. He's been unbelievable. The penalty was awful. And I'm sure if you got Bernardo Silva now in the room and said, what the fucking hell was that? He'd probably say, I ain't got a fucking clue. He's expecting the keeper to dive. He's dinked it. And then we've missed. Edison smashes his penalty. Mint. Kovacic, I'm not going to blame him. I feel like he blasted it. At least he put his foot through it. It was a good save by the keeper. It is what it is. Rudiger steps up, wins it for them. And that's it. We're out. You know what I mean? People messaging me this morning, your double treble's gone and all that. Listen, there was nobody talking about a double treble, only the press. Yeah. And apparently on TalkSport the other day, City was on for a double treble. Nobody cared. The amount of messages I've had this morning, people were caring a lot about it. But, you know, listen, it's not all doom and gloom. We're disappointed. We know that. It's the manner of defeat. It's the manner that we let this Real Madrid side off the hook several times. You know what I mean? We're 1-0 up in the Bernabeu. Then we're 2-1 down in the Bernabeu. Then we're 2-2. Then we're 3-2 up in the Bernabeu. Then it's 3-3. We come here now, we're 1-0 down. Then it's 1-1. It's our own making. You know what I mean? It's our own making. It is what we did it to ourselves. You know what I mean? So, yeah, we're out of the Champions League. We're out. Luckily for us, we're in the semi-final of the FA Cup on Saturday. And we're top of the Premier League. So it's not all doom and gloom. It's not. Another couple of points that people pointed out to me today. Real Madrid fans in the South Stand. I've seen a few getting thrown out. How are they getting in there? Don't know. Gamers, I Show Speed, whatever it's called. He's in the Tunnel Club shouting Hala Madrid. Yeah? What's all that about? Who at Manchester City's allowing that? Because I seen some guy approach him and say, don't be fucking filming. And he shit it and turned his camera off. But if somebody cracks him, yeah, you're getting banned. But you're provoking our own supporters by letting these people in here. There's got to be a code of conduct. If you're a neutral coming to watch the match, be a neutral. You can't be shouting Hala Madrid in the Tunnel Club because you know you're safe in the Tunnel Club. And then putting it on social media for likes. And then Angry Ginge, United fan. What's he doing there? With a Real Madrid shirt on in a box. You imagine me going to Old Trafford yeah, Man United and fucking Galatasaray with a Galatasaray shirt on. Do you think I'm going to survive there? Do you think they're going to allow it at United? I'd have been turfed right out the door. No, that's it. The carpet's rolled out. You get yourself a fucking latte and a bit of nice grub and you can sit there in a Real Madrid shirt. But like you say, somebody goes and gives him a crack because he's winding people up, then you're banned. But it's all for social media and bullshit. I feel like the club are just oblivious to it. You know what I mean? Oh, it's all right. It's just I show speed. He's got 10 million followers. It'll be good for us. No, it won't be good for us because it's dickheads like me that are getting DMs in the morning saying, what do you think of this, Steve? What do you think of this? And your club and all that. We're a fucking laughing stock. Do you know what I mean? But knowing City, they probably have him on the pitch next week doing fucking match day live. Do you know what I mean? Because he's got fucking 5 million followers or something. So I don't know what that's all about, but that pissed me off. You know what I mean? You know, Man United fans of all, why they'd even want to come to City and sit at City and watch the game in a Real Madrid shirt. It's pretty fucking sad, to be fair. But, you know, it is what it is. I get it. You know, it is the content creators. They're doing shit for content and making dough. But, you know, it is what it is. I went to Old Trafford with Manchester City Football Club, working for Manchester City Football Club. You know, I respectfully sat in the away end, respectfully came on the pitch, even though they were provoking me, did my job and went home. You know what I mean? But there's difference to this shit. But for me, I just think that's crap. I just think it's not good. And I feel like if we'd have beat Madrid, nobody would be asked. But because we got beat off Madrid, people are going to pull it up. Yeah, it's a bit strange. But the other elephant in the room, I feel like we need to talk about, and, you know, I've tried to avoid it all season, is Erling Haaland. You know what I mean? He's an absolute fucking superstar. He's the best number 9 in the world. And we don't play for him. We don't play to his strengths, in my opinion. Do you know what I mean? In the last few weeks, it just looks like Erling Haaland is there to pull centre-backs all over the place and have a fight with people. He looks frustrated. He doesn't look happy. He doesn't make any runs anymore. He just looks like an isolated figure. And, you know, I don't know what the answer is, because we're doing well. We're still winning games and that. But all I'm saying is the Erling Haaland thing is not working at the minute. Erling Haaland from last season was getting in behind. He was running into the space. He was having plenty of shots. He looked dangerous. The balls were coming in the box. He was attacking them with venom. He was bullying defenders. He was a totally different animal. This season now, just now, it doesn't look that. It looks like he's just strolling around up front, gets involved in the game every now and then. No crosses are coming into the box. No balls are getting threaded through. And I don't know what the answer is. I don't, you know. But I can tell you one thing. If he was my son playing for City like that, end of the season, I'd be sitting down with the management staff and saying, what's going on here? Because I'm not having him here playing like this. You know, and if that's what it takes, if Pep wants to go down a different route and get himself a false 9 or a small striker, then that's fine. But at the minute, I believe we've got the best number 9 in world football, and we're playing like he's not there. You know, we might as well go and buy Adi Akinfenwa, yeah, who's a big fucking unit, put him up front and say, look, wrestle with these centre-backs while Kevin De Bruyne and the boys do the business in the middle. But we haven't. We've got Erling Haaland, who scored 50-odd goals last season. He's got 30 this season. And I believe he'd have fucking 15 more if we passed to him, or if there was an end product. Jack Grealish getting the ball on the left-hand side so many times. No crosses into the box, no end product. Jeremy Doku, when he comes on, passing the ball, no crosses into the box. Now, they've been obviously told by Pep, but I'm not being funny. If you've got Manuel Akanji, who had a fantastic game, by the way, was brilliant for me, on the edge of their box, if I'm Real Madrid, I'm not bothered by that. You can give the ball to Akanji, Diaz, Stones, Walker, any of them around my box, I'm not bothered. Kyle Walker can't cross it. Diaz and Akanji won't thread a ball through because they're centre-backs. Yeah? So Real Madrid just think, let them have the ball. We're not bothered. Let them have the ball. And that's the difference. So it's all right, Jack putting in and giving the ball to Akanji. And it's all right, Bernardo cutting in and giving the ball to Ruben Diaz or Kyle Walker. But them players ain't going to hurt you. And Real Madrid know that. That's why they sat off them. We need Kevin De Bruyne in the game. We needed Phil Foden in the middle, which happened near the end, but we needed him in there. We need Bernardo Silva cutting through. We need them little through balls, but it's not going to happen. And Erling Haaland, like you say, let me know what you think in the comments. You know what I mean? I'm the massive Erling Haaland fan. I love him. I think he's brilliant. I just feel like there's something wrong. After going to these games last few weeks, I'm sat there myself, frustrated with it all. And I believe Haaland is frustrated. I'm looking at his body language. He doesn't look the same to me. Do you know what I mean? But, you know, I don't know what the answer is. I really don't. Someone's going to come out and break some silence soon. Either Haaland's agent, Haaland's dad, Erling himself is going to come out and say, I'm not happy with the way this is going at the minute. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm not getting this play to my strengths. And then all the manager's going to have to come out and say, you know, at the minute, the way we play doesn't suit him, because it doesn't. So that's another massive dilemma that we've got to cross. You know what I mean? But anyway, listen, we're frustrated. We've gone out the Champions League. We've had a moan. We've had a whinge. You know, we've blamed it on everyone. But it is what it is. We've been on a fantastic run. This football club, what it's achieved in the last few years has been brilliant. But it's no excuse. We're at an elite level now where we demand an elite performance. The performance levels were there, but the cutting edge at the end wasn't. You've got to give credit to Real Madrid. You've got to give credit to them. They nicked a goal and thought, you know what, we're holding on to this. They defended well. They did every trick in the book to get over the line. And they knew if they could get to penalties, they would drag City down, and it's a 50-50. They dragged us to the 50-50 and we come up short. And at the end of the day, it is what it is. But we've got Wembley Saturday, Man City, Chelsea. I do believe we're going to struggle a little bit because our guys look tired. I mean, Kevin was holding his hamstring. Guardiola was holding his groin. Haaland wanted to come off. I mean, why would you want to come off in a Champions League quarter-final? You're the main man. He should be raring to go. So that, again, whether he's carrying a knock, I don't know. But we've got to go there again, Wembley. We've got to get behind the boys. We've got to dust ourselves off. We've got to get back up. It's not the end of the world. We're in a chance of winning 2 trophies. We had a fantastic weekend last weekend. We've gone top of the league. So at the end of the day, Blues, we've got a lot to play for. A lot to play for. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know below about the game. You know, what you think. What do you think about the Erling Haaland situation? Do you think we're playing to his strengths and he's just not playing well? Or do you feel like we're not playing to his strength and he's just cutting a lonely figure there? Let me know. It's all about opinions. And yeah, Chelsea weekend. I'll do a match preview before I go tomorrow. And hopefully we can book a place in the final. So on that note, very sad, very disappointing night at the Etihad. 1-1, Real Madrid win on penalties. All I can say is we never win at home. We never win away. We lost last week and we lost today. We don't give a fuck because we're all pissed up. MCFC. Okay.